Most people think exercise for longevity means running harder, lifting heavier, or pushing their body to the limit. But that mindset is exactly why so many people end up injured, burnt out, or in pain as they get older. The real secret to staying strong, mobile, and independent for decades isn't intensity, it's stability, core control, and learning how to move without breaking your body down. In this video, I'm going to show you how to train in a way that actually protects your joints, prevents injuries, and keeps you feeling powerful for life. Not just for your next workout. Longevity training completely changes the way we think about exercise, because it shifts the focus away from short-term intensity and appearance and toward long-term function, resilience, and independence. Most people grow up believing that fitness is about pushing harder, lifting heavier, sweating more, and constantly chasing physical exhaustion. While that approach might deliver quick results in muscle size or cardiovascular capacity, it often ignores how the body actually ages and adapts over time. Longevity training recognizes that the goal isn't to see how much punishment your body can tolerate today, but how well it can support you years and decades from now. A body that moves well, stays balanced, and adapts smoothly to daily demands is far more valuable than one that is strong but fragile, or powerful but unstable. When we talk about building a body for longevity, stability becomes the true foundation. Stability is what allows you to move confidently without hesitation or fear of injury. It's what keeps your joints aligned when you step off a curb, reach overhead, or twist unexpectedly. Without stability, strength becomes risky and endurance becomes unreliable. A person can have impressive muscle mass or cardiovascular fitness and still struggle with simple tasks if their body lacks control and coordination. Longevity-focused exercise prioritizes the systems that keep you upright, centered, and connected from head to toe. Training for longevity also means respecting the reality that life happens outside the gym. You're not just training for workouts, you're training for real-world movement. Carrying groceries, playing with kids, standing for long periods, or getting up from the floor all require a combination of balance, strength, and awareness. Exercises that improve single leg control, joint alignment, and postural stability directly translate to these everyday activities. Instead of isolating muscles purely for aesthetics, longevity training builds integrated movement patterns that reflect how the body naturally works. Another key shift is understanding that progress doesn't always look dramatic. Longevity training often feels subtle, controlled, and even slow at times. That doesn't mean it's ineffective. In fact, it's often the opposite. Controlled movements teach the nervous system how to stabilize and protect the body under stress. Over time, this leads to smoother motion, less joint strain, and fewer aches and pains. This kind of progress compounds quietly, improving how the body feels and functions rather than just how it looks. Perhaps the most important aspect of longevity training is sustainability. You should be able to maintain this style of exercise for years without burnout, chronic soreness, or repeated injuries. When training supports recovery instead of fighting it, the body stays adaptable and strong. This approach allows exercise to become a lifelong practice rather than a cycle of pushing hard, breaking down, and starting over. Longevity training is ultimately about building trust in your body, knowing that it can handle movement, challenge, and change with confidence and control. Stability is the hidden backbone of human movement, yet it is one of the most neglected aspects of fitness training. Most people think about strength in terms of how much weight they can lift or how fast they can move, but none of that matters if the body cannot maintain balance and alignment under load. Stability is what allows the body to control motion rather than simply react to it. It is the difference between moving with confidence and moving with hesitation. When stability is lacking, the body compensates by overusing certain muscles and stressing joints that were never designed to absorb, that kind of force. The ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders act as a connected chain, and instability in one area affects the entire system. Weak or untrained ankles can lead to knee pain, poor hip control can strain the lower back, and unstable shoulders can compromise posture and neck health. Stability training teaches these joints how to communicate with one another through coordinated muscle activation. Instead of relying on a single muscle group, the body learns to distribute load efficiently. This reduces unnecessary stress and helps prevent common injuries such as sprains, strains, and chronic joint irritation. One of the most powerful aspects of stability training is how it improves balance and body awareness. As we age, balance naturally declines if it is not actively trained. increasing the risk of falls and injuries. Stability exercises challenge the nervous system to make rapid adjustments, strengthening the connection between the brain and the muscles. Simple movements like standing on one leg, controlling a slow step down, or stabilizing the body during a reach can dramatically improve balance over time. These improvements are not just physical, they also build confidence in movement, which plays a huge role in staying active, and independent stability training also enhances movement efficiency. When the body is stable, it uses less energy to perform the same tasks. Walking becomes smoother, lifting feels lighter, and posture improves without conscious effort. This efficiency reduces fatigue and allows you to stay active longer without discomfort. Over time, this creates a positive cycle where better movement leads to more activity, and more activity reinforces stability and strength. Perhaps the most important benefit of stability is injury prevention in everyday life. Many injuries don't happen during intense workouts, but during ordinary moments like slipping on uneven ground or reaching awkwardly. A stable body can absorb unexpected forces and correct itself before damage occurs. Stability training prepares the body for these unpredictable situations, making it more resilient and adaptable. By strengthening the foundation of movement, stability becomes the quiet protector that supports every step, lift, and reach throughout life. The core is often misunderstood because it has been marketed as something purely visual, something meant to look good rather than function well. In reality, the core is a deep, interconnected system of muscles that stabilizes the spine, supports posture, and allows force to transfer smoothly between the upper and lower body. Every movement you perform, whether it is walking, lifting, rotating, or simply standing upright, relies on the core to create stability before motion even begins. Without a strong and responsive core, the body becomes vulnerable to poor mechanics, compensations, and long-term wear and tear. A functional core does not work by bending and crunching repeatedly. Its primary job is to resist unwanted movement and protect the spine from excessive stress. This means that exercises which emphasize control, breathing, and alignment are far more valuable for longevity than high-repetition heavy routines. When the core can maintain stability during movement, the spine stays supported and the surrounding joints move more freely and safely. This is especially important as the body ages, because spinal health plays a central role in overall mobility and quality of life. Core strength is deeply connected to balance and coordination. A weak or untrained core makes it difficult to stay centered, especially during single-leg movements or when reacting to sudden changes in direction. This lack of control increases the risk of falls and injuries. On the other hand, strong core provides a stable anchor point, allowing the arms and legs to move with precision and confidence. This is why core training often leads to noticeable improvements in balance, posture, and overall movement quality, even without changes in muscle size. Another important aspect of core training for longevity is breathing. The diaphragm is a key part of the core system, working alongside the abdominal muscles and pelvic floor to create internal pressure that supports the spine. Learning to breathe properly during movement enhances stability and reduces unnecessary tension. When breathing and core engagement are synchronized, movements feel smoother and more controlled. This connection between breath and stability becomes increasingly valuable during daily activities and physical challenges. A well-trained core also reduces the strain placed on other muscles and joints. When the core does its job effectively, the hips and shoulders can generate force without overloading the lower back or neck. This balanced distribution of effort minimizes chronic pain and improves endurance. Over time, a strong, functional core acts as a protective center, allowing the body to move with confidence and resilience. Core training for longevity is not about chasing fatigue or aesthetics, but about building a stable, supportive system that keeps the body strong, upright, and capable throughout life. Injury prevention is often misunderstood because many people believe injuries are simply an unavoidable part of being active. In reality, most injuries are the result of poor movement habits, lack of preparation, or ignoring early warning signs from the body. Training for longevity means shifting the focus from pushing through discomfort to understanding why discomfort exists in the first place. Pain is not something to overpower or ignore, but a signal that something in the movement pattern, workload, or recovery process needs attention. One of the biggest contributors to injury is poor movement quality. Rushing through exercises, using momentum instead of control, or lifting weights that exceed the body's ability to stabilize places unnecessary stress on joints and connective tissues. Over time, these small stresses accumulate and lead to chronic pain or sudden injury. When movement quality is prioritized, each repetition becomes an opportunity to reinforce proper alignment, coordination, and control. This approach builds resilience by teaching the body how to manage force safely rather than recklessly. Mobility plays a crucial role in injury prevention, yet it is often overlooked in favor of more intense training. When joints lack sufficient range of motion, the body compensates by forcing movement into areas that are not designed to handle it. Tight hips can strain the lower back. Limited shoulder mobility can stress the neck and elbows, and stiff ankles can alter walking and running mechanics. Regular mobility work keeps joints healthy, allows muscles to function at optimal lengths, and reduces the risk of overuse injuries that develop gradually over time. Another key aspect of injury prevention is load management. The body adapts to stress when it is applied gradually and consistently, but it breaks down when the stress exceeds its capacity to recover. Sudden increases in intensity, volume, or frequency often lead to injury because the tissues have not had time to strengthen. Longevity-focused training respects this process by progressing slowly and allowing adequate recovery. Rest is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary component of adaptation and long-term health. Perhaps the most important element of injury prevention is awareness, learning to listen to the body and recognize early signs of fatigue, imbalance, or discomfort allows for adjustments before serious problems develop. This awareness fosters a healthy relationship with exercise, where the goal is to support the body rather than dominate it. Injury prevention is not about avoiding challenge, but about approaching challenge with intelligence, patience, and respect for how the body functions over time. Consistent, low-impact, intelligent training is one of the most powerful tools for long-term health, yet it often gets overlooked in a culture that glorifies extremes. Many people believe that progress only comes from pushing harder, training longer, or constantly increasing intensity. While intense workouts can produce short-term gains, they are difficult to sustain over years and often come at the cost of joint health, recovery, and motivation. Longevity-focused training takes a different approach by emphasizing consistency and sustainability rather than dramatic peaks. In performance, low-impact training does not mean easy or ineffective. It means choosing movements that challenge the body while minimizing unnecessary stress on the joints and connective tissues. Controlled strength exercises, balance work, mobility drills, and moderate cardiovascular activity all place the body under productive stress without overwhelming it. This type of training allows the body to adapt gradually, building strength, coordination, and endurance in a way that can be maintained indefinitely. Over time, these small, repeatable efforts create a foundation that supports long-term physical capacity. One of the greatest advantages of consistent training is how it compounds over time. A single workout may not feel transformative, but hundreds of well-structured sessions accumulate into meaningful improvements in movement quality, strength, and resilience. The body responds to repeated, manageable challenges by becoming more efficient and durable. This steady progression reduces the likelihood of setbacks caused by injury or burnout, allowing momentum to build rather than constantly resetting short-term. High-intensity approaches often create cycles of extreme effort followed by forced rest due to soreness, fatigue, or injury. These cycles disrupt consistency and make it difficult to maintain long-term habits. In contrast, training that supports recovery keeps the body feeling capable and ready to move. When exercise leaves you energized rather than depleted, it becomes easier to stay active daily. This consistency reinforces healthy movement patterns and strengthens the body in ways that extend far beyond the gym. Ultimately, staying active, independent, and pain-free for life is not the result of occasional heroic efforts, but of steady, thoughtful practice. Smart training respects the body's limits while gradually expanding its capabilities. It prioritizes movement quality, recovery, and adaptability over ego-driven goals. Over the years, this approach allows exercise to remain a supportive and empowering part of life, helping the body stay strong, mobile, and reliable through every stage of aging.